Max Aarons was written off, but now Europe's top clubs are watching him. Sitting in his mum's car outside his old school in Milton Keynes recently, Max Aarons was as nervous as he had been for a long time. Playing for Norwich at Anfield on Saturday is one thing, speaking to teenage schoolchildren about sporting excellence was another altogether. It was a weird feeling, says the Norwich right back with a smile. I told my mum I felt really nervous, but she just laughed. Having to speak to a room of kids, as if I had done something great was strange. I haven't done anything special. I have just tried to be as good as I can possibly be. But his visit to Shenley Brook End School was cathartic. It was there, 6 or 7 years ago, that his teachers told him to beware of following his football dreams. I had a laugh that day with one of them, Mr. Doyle, about it all, reveals Aarons. He said he remembered telling me I wouldn't get there, and fair play for doing it and proving people wrong. He said it was an amazing achievement. My teachers would always show me the statistics of how few players make it. I would just laugh and say I would be the one who does. It sounds cringy now, but that was my mentality. It worked out, but I am not here to stand still. I want to keep improving. Aarons, 22, has spent much of his life proving people wrong. When he was 14, he quit the Luton Town Academy without another club to go to. He was warned he would regret it. Now, with Norwich in the midst of a second relegation battle in 3 seasons, he has had to listen to his team's chances of survival being written off once again. Aarons, though, is not short on motivation. I think we have grown used to people writing us off, he tells Sportsmail. People look at Norwich from outside and believe we will just go down again. But it's not like that. This team has too much quality and the fans deserve more. When we were on a losing streak earlier in the season, we didn't get too low. Now that we have recovered a bit, everyone has confidence. There are 14 games left, and as long as we don't react too badly to the down periods I believe we will stay up. Aarons was always lightning quick and talented. But his decision to leave Luton 8 years ago was driven by feeling that he wasn't making sufficient progress. For a while, he drifted outside the realms of the professional game. Some clubs looked but turned away. But after time and money spent working with a personal skills trainer, Aarons was picked up by Norwich at 16. All young players have times when you wonder where you are going, he recalls. You realize the journey is getting tough. I definitely had that at 14 and decided to take myself away from it, and that was a big risk. People at Luton couldn't understand it. They were asking why I was leaving if I didn't have anything else lined up. It was a valid point. It was a big step, and I was young, but that decision came from me. I wouldn't go around telling young players to do it. Each to their own. But it definitely helped me to grow. Aarons made his league debut for Norwich at 18 against rivals Ipswich in the Championship. His progress since that day in September 2018 has been remarkable. Despite his youth, Aarons has started 144 of Norwich's 148 subsequent league matches, and his reliability and consistency has attracted interest from big clubs across Europe. Statistics also show that much of Norwich's attacking threat comes down his side, possibly influenced by his early days as a winger in junior football. It's insane to have played that amount of football, and I am massively proud of it, nods Aarons. I take a huge responsibility for how the team plays. I feel that, if I am off in a game then I have let my teammates down. I don't massively delve into the stats, but it is good to get feedback. At the end of the day it's the manager you have to impress. Aarons, represented by the New Era Global Sports Agency, is unusual in that he has only played for 2 managers. Daniel Farke was his mentor until the German was sacked after a win at Brentford, Norwich's first in the league this season, last November. Since then former Aston Villa boss Dean Smith has overseen a revival of sorts that has taken Norwich off the bottom. It was really hard mentally around the time Daniel left, says Aarons, who has 15 caps for England under-21s. We had been there 2 years ago and gone down. And you do start getting a few visions of that season, and it was really hard to cope with. And then Daniel left and that was just really sad. On that day, after the Brentford game, I spoke to him. He told me he loved working with me from day one. It was an emotional conversation as I am just so grateful to him. From that point, to have a new manager come in with the class Dean has got was amazing and an inspiration. We have improved a bit and played in a slightly different way. Maybe we are a bit more cautious, a bit more secure. We have had a couple of wins and some draws, and, from here, we need to beat the teams around us and try to get some good results against bigger teams. Last Saturday's 4-0 home defeat by Manchester City did not help Norwich in their battle for survival. Aarons endured a difficult afternoon against Raheem Sterling and was taken off just after an hour. Aarons' response to that will be the same as it always is. Examine his performance forensically at home and then vow to improve. I think I have an obsessive mind, he adds. When my heart is fully in something I can't switch off. I am working on that. I watch the games that are on TV that night or I watch my own games back. My girlfriend always asks me, how are you going home and just watching football? Does it ever stop? I think maybe the answer is no. But I remember how it felt when we went down 2 seasons ago. It was awful, really horrible. I want to make sure that doesn't happen again.